Hi there, today I like to make a video showing you inside my atrium and just to see sort of plants that I have got inside my big indoor planetarium, really, which is covered with glass windows right around, as you can see. So that what makes it an ideal condition for some of these plants to thrive. Over here, as you can see, spider plant. I mean, some of the names I'll use the common names, so you know what they are. Aluminium plant growing there quite nicely. A Japanese bird's nest over there, and variegated ficus in there. And then I've got just over there, you're looking at bamboo and maidenhair in the background over there. Coming from there, I have Ripsalis of some sort here. It's a family of Ripsalis actually, and I'm getting new shoots happening there, and then a fern growing there that I've set in the water, and that seems to thrive. Some of the ferns just in the water, as you can see, little maidenhair ferns over there. And this is another fern here. I think it's called Silver Lady, that's doing quite well. Coming from there, we've got another Ripsalis here, Compost Fortiana, that's doing quite nicely. It has actually finished flowering and probably now will be shooting. And over here I've got Chain of Hearts that used to be quite long, and I have just chopped there to plant them because it was reaching right up to the bottom and doing its thing there. Here's another Chain of Hearts of a different variety, which is really quite nice. Big leaves, as you can see there. It's just a beautiful species of another Chain of Hearts, which is the scientifically of Ceropegia family there. And over here I have got Christmas cactus, as we call it. Some parts could be Easter cactus, which is also part of a a species of succulent family. And down below, more ferns that are growing. This is Colocosia elephanias there. Few plants, bird's nest with a very fine palm tree in the front. And over here I have a few more plants sitting and growing in little containers, and there's a fern palm over there, and this one is another shade loving family. I forgot, I think it's Blackdanthus, variegated Blackdanthus, that's right, which is quite a pretty plant with beautiful flowers that is giving me in spring. Just sort of going all over the place there. Just needs tidying up or cutting the bush up there, and of course fruit salad plant in there. Monstera deliciosa, in other words. Coming from there, we have a few more here. Another family of Ceropedia leonaris, which is finding the footpath to crawl all over the place there, really, and really needs another bigger pot so that it can cascade down. This one in winter, I have got one casualty over there. Used to be a begonia angel variety, and it has died because of the cold. Here's another leonaris that's doing okay. And look at this beauty here, Ceropedia sendesoni. And this one here is another type. That one likes climbing up, sendesoni, whereas radicans like to cascade down, and it is cascading, as you can see, reaching down there. So it's I have to find new pots for them to grow into. And this is a Hoya, a variegated Hoya that I have, and it's doing okay there. And more plants here that is looking rather nice, beautiful in that corner there, taking shape in that corner. Coming from there, I've been busy cleaning leaves and things, as you can see my mess, tidying up the atrium, so I'll get on to that after I've made this small video. Just showing you some of the plants. It's a bit, outside light doesn't help what's inside actually. But if I go the sideways, I might be able to show you. Just another palm in there. Coming around, we've got another bird's nest there. And this is an interesting one. It's forming one of these sort of things to trap flies and things. So this is what it will look like when this one has finished getting mature. I've forgotten the name of this plant. I guess it's a carnivorous, some sort of a plant there, and of course other plant there, and I've got one of these big things here. And then I've got hanging, quite a lot of hanging plants. Not to say you can see very well during the day because of the outside sun coming in, but that's what they are doing over there. And another one here, and I think this one is golden rat's tail. That is quite long really. And these ones that are planted in just before winter, I think, and in winter it really hasn't done much. It just sat there, and I'm hoping that now that the spring warmer weather, these ones will start coming away beautiful. Some of the plants really don't do much in winter, and spring is when they sprout and start showing lots of new leaves. And some of these plants here, this is gosh, it's some sort of a pine, rapis, I think, rapis palm, and it's doing quite well there. And then there's another palm there. Not sure what's the name of that one is. I think one is called golden palm. This one is probably green palm. And this particular one with beautiful tricolor leaves is, I think it's the Stromenthe family, this particular one. And it's doing quite nice. They've got hibiscus also in here, and it's coming into buds, as you can see. Just a little bit there and here. So hopefully they will provide me with beautiful pink flowers. Coming from there is basically coming into the pond area now. Surrounding the pond, as you can see, a lot of greenery, a lot of ferns and different types of spider plants. The green one in foreground, as you can see, and over there is the variegated one. They just now starting to spread all over the place and anchor wherever they feel like it, in the water, out of the water, and basically taking over most of my pond area. But I really don't mind. It just fills in the gap quite nicely and makes it look more natural habitat for, I suppose, for the fish to hide. And I have a lot of frogs also that occupy this particular area. So it's the frog croaking season, being spring, so I hear beautiful sounds in the evening and at night coming. I just love it. And this big palm tree as well that is now reaching the top, so one of these days that might need coming out. And behind that, all these beautiful ferns I have got planted amongst all this area. And then behind it I have got a beautiful fern, this one here, that has been sprouting with a lot of new leaves in there. That's really beautiful and doing remarkably well. From there I've got a few hanging pots that are hanging over there with ripsalises, because I love ripsalis, and they just dangle down as far as it can, and it seems to love where it is and what it likes to do best. And all these little plants that are hiding amongst all these many other species, really. Half of them I don't know. This is a rhododendron there, you can see behind. It's coming away behind this fern here. And this is part one. I will finish this video shortly, and then I will show you a few more of my plants in my atrium. I thought you might like to see a video of some of these plants that is growing naturally given the environment. Some of them have been here for 2 to 3 years, some are new, some are old, some have been here 4 to 5 years since I have been on this particular property, and I have always been, rejuvenating it, replanting it, and rehousing it when they get bigger, or thinning them, cutting them. And that's what I do when the plants get a bit bigger. These are some of the more plants and ferns of different types. Remember, I did them, replanted them, so they're all coming away beautifully. A lot of dead leaves that needs picking, as you can see. So I'll get on to them very shortly and clean this particular area out. There's another silver lady there. Alephanias, and this particular color Cassia, we tend to eat them. The leaves are really beautiful to eat, and that's one of the reasons why I grow them. And some of these black pantherus plant that is beautifully growing, and it just loves the condition, and it just being quite prolific in this particular area. A lot of aluminium plants also I have that just grows. Just before, about 2 months ago, I actually trimmed all that back, and you wouldn't know where I have trimmed it because it has all come back again. So probably could do with another nice haircut. And some of these plants that are on this particular side of the window side, we have a lot of sun, sort of, there's no really sun but bright light that comes through the window. This side of the house, it really doesn't get any sun, but more bright light through the windows. And here's my beautiful Alocasia bonensis that I talk about quite a lot. That's doing quite well. Underneath all that, I have got a lot of different types of sentimentis. There's the grey star, and I don't really know the name of this particular variety, but it's of a sentimenti family, and some of the other ones that are. See, winter has an impact on some of my variety where it gets really cold and the leaf starts to have brown edges, or it starts to get brown. It's two things. One is either it's too cold, too much water, and of course the water, they don't like any chemical based water. As you know, sentimentis really like direct rainwater, so that keeps them really fresh and doesn't have the brownings if you water them with rainwater. But as you can see, I've got so many plants, I don't really have time to provide rainwater to one and every one of them. So they get what they get, but they're surviving. All I do is take the brown leaves, and then come autumn I'll get some new shoots on this particular variety here. Well, that's all for today, and then I'll make another short video on the other side of my indoor plants. I hope you enjoyed watching it. As you can see, I have quite a lot of different variety of plants growing, and I just enjoy coming here, sitting on this particular bench area or lying on my bench area and absorbing all the beauty that is surrounding this particular house and the atrium. This is the view if you sitting on this bench and looking to all these beautiful, lovely plants. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope I have been of some sort of inspiration and help in organizing perhaps your own garden. Take care and goodbye.